as like a life choice and a career decision, you've got to be questioning who you are pretty much the whole time, right? Like,
It's so true.
like
You
I
know,
remember you've interviewed me before.
yes, for House of Dragon.
Yeah, that's right. How you doing?
In New York also. Go
That's right. I
figure.
remember last year. Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations, you guys. Oh my God,
Thank
what a
you.
fantastic show. I love it. I really, really love it.
Oh,
The story deals so much with relationship, loyalty, and tough choices, right? What was it for both of you, for Anthony and Lizzie, that you each immediately connected to on a personal level?
It's a good question.
I I found when I was reading the script that like what I found really compelling about it was like I think a lot of the characters in the story like they just don't not a lot of the people in the story like their lives, like they all have things that they're struggling with or contending with, but they all sort of get up every day and like try for their family or like for their community or out of a sense of duty for something. And I I always find that really moving, like the act of just trying at something and when the odds are against you. And I felt that was alive in every character for different sort of reasons or circumstances. And so that really drew me to the story of like that kind of effort in everyone, I think.
For me, I guess I don't know. I feel like there's an element of Grasso that I think he really genuinely wants people to feel comfortable. I think there's like an element of him just wanting everyone. I think he feels so comfortable in his own skin as a person. Not that that's something I related to, but something that I kind of admired in him as a character. And I think that the way that that comes out is, when someone's so comfortable in their skin, there's very little need to prove anything to other
Yeah.
people. And so, I just found that to be a very interesting thing to play. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's something that mattered to me at least when I was playing the part.
Anthony struggles with identity and control, right? Have there been times in your own life when you questioned who you are and or felt that you had to redefine yourself?
Yeah, every day. Like, every single day. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think everyone does. I mean, I think you're an I mean, especially, I don't know, imagine when you like have like, kids and a life and stuff, maybe you start to question less because you got other things to think about. But I think, especially if you've chosen to become an actor as like a life choice and a career decision, you've got to be questioning who you are pretty much the whole time, right? Like,
It's so true.
so
Yeah.
always, yeah, every day is the answer.
Yeah.
The project is really intense, right? And also full of moral questions. So, for both of you, when you step away from something like that, does something like stick with you personally, or is there a lesson that you think you learned, or there's something you see differently now because of the things you picked up?
Yeah. I mean, certainly, like, I hadn't spent a ton of time in like I wouldn't call it, not that it's Middle America, but I guess I hadn't spent that much time outside of New York and Los Angeles. That's what, where I spent most of my time in America. I think I learned a lot about like, the sort of generosity and kindness of people in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure that applies to a bunch of
Yeah.
other areas in the States that I don't know. But I learned a lot about, yeah, but everything. We spent a lot of time with the police and stuff, and that's not something that you certainly don't think you're going to walk away at a point in your life from a job and be like, I have genuine friends who are members of the police force in the United States who I care very deeply about, Chief Dave,
Mm.
who's the chief of police in Easttown, and realizing that ultimately, you might have like an opinion about something, but until you've actually been to a place and spent time with with a person or a people, it's very hard for your opinion to have any actual basis, really. And so I learned, in that sense, I felt like I learned a lot. I fell very in love with the people of Pennsylvania and the people in Philadelphia. Sorry, I don't know if that was off
Yeah.
topic, but that's something I learned.
Yeah, I would literally echo the exact same thing as that. The people that I met there, I hadn't really, same as Fabian, spent any time in Pennsylvania, and like yeah, we got to meet so many incredible people like that. I guess helped us understand how to play these parts, and I think you know, like the intention behind so many of these people is just to help people, you know, and I think and also I also found like being a part of just a really big cast. Like there was something really special about how close and connected we all became because we all moved out there. Like, you know, there was a lot of like Irish and English people
Yeah,
living
it's
out
so many
there for
foreigners,
like
like
5, 6 months, and that's such an adventure in itself, you know, that I'd never experienced anything like that before, and so just that being a sort of life event in itself was such a huge takeaway from the experience for me of like, you know, all moving away and
completely.
making this piece together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. I have to wrap. You're both
Thank you.
fantastic. Congratulations and have fun at the premiere tomorrow.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.